WebWorld616 here, just showing off the backyard farming setup that we just finished doing our weekend chores on. As you can see, there is a second setup over here with the original lights. I moved the original lights over to this rack system. So we have 4 rows. There's not completely 4 feet across, about 3 feet, as opposed to the original rack system I bought is 4 feet across. But this has 6 lights. I even have one up on the ceiling, so I have a total of 10 rack rows that I can grow stuff on. And I just got done sowing some sweet corn, some sunflowers, a bunch of cucumbers, and another experiment with some more tomatoes, because my Roma tomatoes, as you can see up on this bad boy, supposed to be the first 3 rows, and I only have a few, so I don't understand. This was those peat moss pellets from Jiffy. This seemed to take for these tomatoes, which are mostly the San Marzanos. We got some Ruckers, we got some super beefsteak, but mostly San Marzanos. Good for sauce making. Down here, I planted basil because I needed more basil. Parsley, we got some catnip and oregano. Bag trick is to keep some humidity in there. As you can see, the rows with the newly sowed things, racks, have heating pads. And again, these are the tomatoes. I'm getting Romas, about 4 or 5 rows of Romas and 1 of cherry in the different type of medium. This is stuff from my hydroponic store. I want to see if this works better, if they'll take. So now, going back to that experiment, this is the experiment with the Roma tomatoes because they won't grow up here. But the heating pads, I have 3 heating pads, and they all run back to a wall-mounted outlet that comes down and around and feeds back into my temperature control heating element. So it's plugged in here at the bottom. So I have the thermometer into one of the newly sewn boxes that I have. Trying to keep it around 78. Sometimes I go up to 79 or 80. Keep it nice and warm and humid in there. Then it triggers all 3 rows with the heating pads will turn on and regulate. So I'm kind of guesstimating that they're all going to be around the same heat. If one is, they all should be. So just a little trick. Instead of getting 3 thermometers, figured I'd run it all off of one. And again, I have everything all automated on timers, all in an interface on my phone. And again, power regulator, everything's plugged into that little bad boy. Tells me how many kilowatts per hour I'm using, and you do not want to know. But I also, again, I went around this weekend, repotted a bunch of pepper plants, tried to save some littler ones, trying out some other experiments. As you can see, some toilet paper system, ghost pepper clipping. We'll see if that works. Just trying to see silly things that I see online that people do, making experiments out of them. Over here, we have some pumpkins we just sowed today. We're going to see about 5. Yeah, about 5. We have 20 square feet dedicated to those bad boys, so we'll see how that goes. I should have got edible pumpkins. These are mostly carving pumpkins, but they say you can still eat them. But this might be the first non-edible thing. Even the catnip we can eat. It's used in teas. And, yeah. And it's got a little citrus flavor. You could throw it into some chicken dishes. Cats love it too, but when you grow your own catnip. And again, down here is some other tomatoes I tried to save from the seed tray up here that were doubles. Instead of throwing them away, I just try to repot them. Reuse. And then these guys, I'm trying to save a whole bunch in here. And bonus, we will show you the grow room. So here's all of the seedling area. And then to the side, I have a nice grow tent. Now, what am I growing in here, you ask? Well, some people think it's something bad, but it's not. And it's not bad anyway. But we got asparagus. I'm trying to get my asparagus going. I don't know why it looks so sickly in here. Keeping them humid, keeping them watered, but they are not going well. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I might just try to transplant them outside, see if they take, and redo them again. But the main reason is a hydroponic solution for my hot pepper madness. Look at all these scorpion peppers I got over here still. And this is my Armageddon tree, which I already picked about 40 off of. And as you can tell, they are so many more left on here. Still growing, still flowering. So they got 2 grow lights. I got the main grow light. I have a power outlet going down to the pumps. So I have water in these buckets that pump up water, and I pipe into the hoses right here. And it feeds my plants. That's how they get so big. I've been growing these since the end of last year. I actually uprooted them out of my backyard garden and brought them inside. I saved about 8 or 9 of them and ended up giving some away to some friends. Then I have a second light that I attached here to see if I can save some of these asparagus, which has got going. Again, everything's on timers. Behind the wall here, I got everything going through that little hole. But it's the same kind of setup, same Wi-Fi, everything on my phone app, set up timers for the pump and the lights. And then here I actually took clipping. I'm trying to do a different way of propagating some of these plants. I had to clip off some of the Armageddon plants in the back and decided to see if I can get them rooted and growing and get a jump start on bigger plants. We'll see if that takes. So that is WebWorld616 backyard garden. Up here we got the basil. Well, there's the catnip. See? Catnip. Put it on the top. I should put it on the warming pads, but unfortunately I ran out of room. Next week, this lettuce and kale gets planted outside, and when that goes outside, I will do some more peppers because I am short on scorpion peppers, short on garden salsa peppers. I'm short on a lot. Gotta meet my quota. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any other questions you want me to go over, let me know. WebWorld616, backyard farming.